Cool beans, Batman. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of StarCraft Inc. Today is a team game. For the first time in a long time, 3 SSN teammates joined together for some 3v3 super happy fun times. Right now we do have SSN Inga on the team. You've probably not heard of him, as I don't really cast his games that much, because he's kind of a new member to the SSN, or I should say a new member to have SSN in his name. He used to be, I think, Ferrari. I don't know what his name was online, but now it's SSN Inga. You guys get to know him. As for that, SSN Smashcap, the Ghost Lord himself. You guys, if you watch the channel, you know who the Ghost Lord is. And over here on the far left is myself, SSN Incarnum. And we'll be doing some 3v3. This is Rank 3 Master League, or at least we were at the start of the day. We were Rank 3 Master League, and then there was a drop, a connection drop, and we haven't been able to get back online since. So I'm not really sure what rank we are now. So we might have lost like a rank or two from a disconnect loss, but we'll see. I'd like to go see what we are, but I don't know for sure. Our opponents today are Bonsanity, David, oh Dave, oh Davey, and Pantless Robo. Him and Dave should be friends. But anyway. What was I going to say? I was going to say something important, but I don't know what it was. That's okay. What you should know is that, obviously, as I am part of this game, I do know how it ends, so don't let that spoil the cast for you. I'll try to make it fun and exciting anyway. For those of you new to watching this stream, I don't have a dual screen set up at the moment, because my desk has walls on it, so there's no space for a second monitor. So I can't see the chat feed. I'll check it in between casts. I've got 5 games for you guys to watch today, all 3v3 team games. We do have Smashcap scouting that there are some early lings, but you know, in a 1v1 situation, those early lings wouldn't be anything special. In a team game situation, you know, if a couple people, if 2 players get the early pool and they just get 4 lings and then start to macro, the 4 lings plus, you know, whatever else, a couple Marines, Zealots, you know, in a group, they all hit one person, it can still be threatening, even though it's just that standard scouting lings. So, for me, I can't remember what I did this game. We'll play it by ear. We'll just run down the wing here and see what happens as it happens. A couple lings just gonna touch the tower, and SSN Inga just kinda chilling here, not completely walled off, and I don't know if he knows that. We'll see. There's a couple lings just waiting outside. No speed on those lings, of course. I'm gonna leave it in team colors unless in between. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew that that was not a wall. So a couple of oh my God, a couple of Marines go down for him. Lings in his base. Not a good situation. SSN Inga already in a bad situation. A couple of Zealots gonna leave my base, and 2 Marines gonna leave Smashcap's base to just try and deal with that effectively. SCVs do get a nice surround on those lings. Does still lose a lot though, and a mule losing massive amounts of mining time. Those SCVs need to get back to work, and just oh my God, such an early issue for him. Why is he? There we go, getting back to work. These Zealots will allow for a buffer for Inga here, just to get back to mining. Those lings won't be able to stand still, and they will die. So a probe from Bonsanity just coming over here to scout, I'm sure, and an overlord here from David doing spotting on this this remote expansion here. And I will be going for a Twilight Council as more lings come in, Marines as well. Yeah, definitely lots of lings, lots of lings. And the lings ultimately just act as fodder when there's Marines in the mix. Stalkers especially will be shooting at lings, while the Marines do the real damage. I do have a single Stalker out, kill the scouting probe. My 2 Zealots see all this coming, and it's just bad news bears. You know what? I'm going to switch to our team's view so you guys can just see what's going on from the intense perspective of Team SSN. So here I am with just nothing here, really waiting on that warp tech, trying to stall the lings, trying to stall as much as I can. There's not a whole lot of DPS here, a couple of Marines, but they won't be able to focus down anything important. They're not even focus firing. So Ling's gonna surround this this Nexus here, trying to buffer a little bit with my probes, and I do have Stalkers here now for the real DPS, and a few Marines here from Inga to try and support me in whatever way they can. Stalkers will be used just to keep their distance and pick off one unit at a time. They're trying to focus down the Nexus, and they might actually get it. As I try to deal with this, we do have DTs in the main of SmashCab, but a good scan, as well as a bunker, manages to kill 2 of them. And here I am with my probes, with Stalkers, trying to end this engagement, trying to keep myself in this game. And here we go, forcing those Marines back, trying to do a little more damage. More Lings reinforce the army, though. And they do have speed now, so trying to kite that as best I can, trying not to lose these Stalkers to these Marines, doing some Stalker micro just to keep every Stalker alive. I need all the firepower I can, and Inga looks like he's in trouble too down in his base. We do have a Raven here from SmashCab, a DT in my base, and I will be able to kill that thanks to the assist from the Raven of SmashCab. We do have a scan goes down to kill a single DT, but there's still another one over here in the base for SSN Inga. And he's trying to just keep his SCVs alive until another scan can go down. Keeping my base clear now, going back to harvesting. The problem is I can't afford to put guys on gas, so more Stalkers are kind of out of the question. More Lings come in to harass SSN Inga. Well, he tries to run away from this DT. Finally, a scan goes down. The DTs are executed. One still in the base, gets away. This is becoming a very cost-effective DT for our opponents. And like I said, more Lings coming in, waiting for the scan, just to get one DT, which is extremely frustrating. It is focus firing the Marines here, and there's the scan. The Stalkers will be able to take that DT out. So still kind of just struggling to stay in this game. More Lings coming into my base, extremely frustrating for me, and nothing I can really do about it. Trying to delay with a single Zealot and coming back with my Stalkers. Did I see them getting attacked by DT on the way in? I'm not really sure. I managed to save most of my probes, and oh, it was an auto turret. I was like, something just died there, but it was an auto turret. Auto turrets from that Raven allowed me to stay alive for the most part, and trying to get more pros back. Just stay in this game. We've been harassed left, right, and center, but SmashCab has remained mostly untouched. Aside from a few DTs that made it into his base early, they didn't do much damage, as he was the first to have a Raven. And he's doing quite well, whereas our opponents are, you know, they're building Lings instead of drones, and building harass units like DTs instead of actually getting an army or tech farther than the DTs, like really good offensive tech, because once the Ravens are out, those DTs become useless. We do have a DT here. Might actually get the tank. It does kill the tank, but 2 DTs go down. It was a pretty good trade on our side. 1 tank for 2 DTs. You can't argue with that. And then, but yeah, no, we're not really all that behind. I mean, SSN Inga does manage to start to saturate again, and I'm starting to saturate again as well. Our opponents have been harassing the whole time and can't have that much military units, but more Lings getting in here, kind of making me look silly. As I say, we're not really that far behind. A couple Hellions here for SSN SmashCab should be able to shut these Lings down. I think over Skype we were yelling, "Raise your supply depots!" And then I think he raises one of them here. Too late? I don't remember. Oh my god, so here come a lot of Marines. And something over here as well. DT's in my line once again, so we're spread really thin, trying to stay back from all of the Lings. Oh my god, almost losing. Keeping his Banshees alive. DT is still just walking through my line. More Stalkers being warped in. This is our only pocket of safe units as Stalkers try to single-handedly pick apart this. David has left the game, not for any reason. It's not like we killed him, so I'm not really sure what happened there. But just trying to pick apart this army as it's kind of stuck in Inga's base. And yeah, just kind of teeter-tottering around with some Stalkers, getting some free Marauder kills where I can. And these DTs still in my base. Hellions come in and clean them up. I am completely without 10 oh my god, 10 HP is what my Nexus is sitting on. And I can't seem to get anything. I can't get income at all. Every time I do, like I cross the map to help my opponents or help my allies, and my base takes a punishment for it. So our opponents have done a fantastic job of just staying all over us. And feel like we've done an okay job just staying alive. I feel like a lot of this damage could have been prevented, though. It all started with an incomplete wall. But anyway, I think we're doing quite well for ourselves. Just doing the damage we can, where we can, trying to pick this army apart. It walks into a siege tank line, though. Hellions and Stalkers cleaning that army up. And yeah, back over here, that was all that was in Ferrari's base. They did manage to get a bunker in there, but should be able to clean that up now that the supporting army is dead. Trying to pull that Stalker back, but caught between my two Stalkers. He does get sniped, and the army comes out of the bunker. Gonna be able to save that Stalker and just pick apart what's left here. And SSN Inga without any infrastructure whatsoever, none at all, trying to pull himself back into this game. And I feel like I'm in the same boat with no income. We're kind of riding on SmashCab's income right now, his second base up and running, and just trying to spit out this beautiful army composition here with Viking Banshee tank. It just like Terran mech, tastes so good, like bubblegum. Not like bubblegum, more like rust, but bubblegum. Just think bubblegum. We've got something going on here. More DTs, more free lings. Oh, the Hellions, just tasty, tasty. A couple Stalkers in here just to support. And I hope you guys like the team colors. Like I said, I'm going through this entire game one way, and I'll take suggestions, I'll take questions afterwards once we get started on loading up the next game. But here we go. Just a huge ball of Marauders. Not something my Stalkers want to deal with. Hellions are pretty good for that, as it is bio. They're not light, though, so I think the Hellions get bonus damage to light. And, oh my gosh. Not a good day for my Stalkers. But here we've got carriers on the field. Von Sanity has pulled out carriers. Stalkers doing what they can to take this carrier down. It does manage to take out two Stalkers by itself, which is not a fair trade for him. A couple Hellions from SmashCab try to do some damage, but carriers shut those down. Another starport is what we saw warping in here. Stalkers trying to focus fire down some probes, doing as much damage as they can while they're here, and just get caught by a massive Marauder ball. One they do not want to deal with, and still no Marauder slow on those Marauders. Very strange indeed. More missile turrets going up to deal with both the DTs and the carriers. And just a very tense situation for us, finally getting saturated here once again, but still no workers on the gas, something I can't afford at the current time. SmashCab with reactors all over the place, tech labs all over the place, just really spitting out that Terran mech, adding starports to the mix for Vikings, I'm sure. And Ferrari just trying to get back on his feet, but you can freaking bet that he's got a full wall. Oh dear. But anyway, yeah, just trying to make the most out of my Stalkers. This one has 9 kills, this one has 13 kills, 3 kills. These are fucking hero Stalkers, so hats off to them. And yeah. Hope people have kind of funneled in here from Reddit. I did post a link on Reddit. It's the only place I posted a link. Hopefully that did not get downvoted. But yeah, we're just kind of hopping through here. And if it's your first time here, I do have a YouTube channel if you enjoy my casting style. It is StarCrafting, www.youtube.com/StarCraftInc. That is INC as in incorporated, but it really stands for Incarnum. Check that out. Oh, isn't that clever? I'm just adorable. Anyway, we do have a point defense drone, and we don't have a points defense drone, but it acts as nice scouting. If an army walks into that PDD, it's kind of nice. It's like, well, oh, that's their army composition. Cool, free scout. But anyway, finally taking an expo. I think I begged for money from Ferrari. As far as I know, he's not trying to re-infrastructure. He's just trying to mule us cash. Just building SCVs, building command centers. That's all he wants to do at this point. No point in him spending money on infrastructure at this point, since he could just be feeding that money to SmashCab, who has the production already, who can just pump units. He is supply blocked a little bit here as it stands. Maybe he's maxed. I can't see his. I think I have to go down here. SmashCab. Team games are weird, man, as far as the replay goes. Yeah, SmashCab sitting at 150. Oh, we have a huge engagement here. Stalkers on the edge. Bio just melting to the Hellions. Stalkers blinking back because there are too many Marauders. It is up to the Vikings and the Stalkers to focus down those carriers. This is not a fair trade for the carriers because carriers suck balls. But that's okay. Marauders underneath there trying to do the damage they can, but Hellions making it quite the pickle, and lots of siege tanks to obliterate anything that gets close. A lot of those Hellions did go down. We were just sitting back behind, and the Vikings will follow those carriers right down to the bitter end, having to back off though because they do not want to get caught over a big bio ball. And that went extremely well. If we take a look at the units lost tab, I feel that our opponents, I wish these would go to team colors too, it would make it easier to look at when we're in team color for the game, but our opponents are definitely feeling the hurt as we are purple, yellow, and orange. Back to the production tab. Cool beans, Batman. And forcing an engagement over here. Siege tanks on the low ground, making it very difficult for the Terran player to defend this, and just showering his bio ball with the tanks on the low ground. Vikings making it impossible for the carriers to do anything. Siege tanks just melting the bio once again, and the Stalkers pretty much untouchable as they dance back onto the high ground to draw in the opponent, and then blinking back, making them pretty well invulnerable. Hellions just getting annihilated by this bio ball. More bio dying to the siege tanks on the low ground, and just a really bad situation for Blonsanity and his mineral line. Stalker's gonna run in behind here to do damage to that line, stopping income wherever we can. Stalker's coming forward to deal with that. Carrier's coming forward to deal with that. And Vikings going to get in close to deal with the... Oh, the Vikings get caught by a bio ball, but the bio ball runs into the siege tanks once again, and the Blink Stalkers, oh my god, the Blink Stalkers are just gonna melt to the carriers. It's okay. And now in the line once again, kind of stuck in between a bio ball and a hard place. And yeah, more Stalkers reinforcing this. Vikings doing their job against... There are DTs in there, which was a good attempt. These Hellions stuck on the ramp, preventing Stalkers from moving forward into this situation here. And this bio ball, still big and scary, just getting bigger every second. Blink Stalker's trying to tug it forward into the tanks, but he's learning his lesson, not going to let that happen. Carriers come forward to the Stalkers. Stalkers coming forward to the carriers, getting engaged with the bio ball, blinking back, drawing the bio ball once again close to the tanks. The bio ball will engage these Hellions, but back off, knowing the tanks are there on the low ground, melting more Hellions. Tanks gonna shower, not quite the high ground. Losing a lot of Stalkers here to that bio ball. So many tanks on the low ground. I feel like our opponents would do well to drop the far side, but it doesn't seem to be coming. And we do have another expansion from Inga, slowly taking the map, spotting with a Banshee that is going to go harass the backside, and not sure where those pings are coming from or what's going on there. But we do retreat back as we feel like we've done the damage by taking this expansion. No point in overstaying our welcome, overextending ourselves. Time to back up and regroup and consolidate our expansions. This is a good situation for us right now. That's what a syndrome that a lot of players suffer from, is not knowing when to pull back. They get themselves in a bad situation, or even a good situation. They'll win a battle, but then their army starts to just be ground down into nothing, and they'll continue the push and lose all of it. When you should back up, regroup, and hit hard with another Hammer Fist. And here we go. We do have some Stalkers coming over here to try to harass this right now. Blinking back to prevent the loss of Stalkers. Better idea to get rid of these pylons than fight all the cannons. And does lose one Stalker here, and unpowers all the cannons, making this base extremely vulnerable. Gonna blink behind the line and kill as many probes as they can. Well, Banshee back here gonna do some damage. Did kill some probes, or drones I mean, but we'll lose it to a single Viking. Wasn't really a cost-effective venture, but this mineral line here is paying the price for sticking around. And yeah, going really well. I'm not sure why they're not pulling away. And a huge push from SmashCap, but getting surrounded by the Terran player's bio, but a lot of damage on both sides. The tanks do a ton of damage. A mothership here cloaking a large part of the army. Vikings are going to take down the mothership. The mothership goes down, revealing what's left of the army, but did not go well for SmashCap, who pushed by himself and got surrounded. SSN Inga still with a quite large bio ball here. The Blink Stalkers may be able to take this down, but a warp in of charge lots makes it difficult. Was going to Blink Micro against them, but realized there were too many, so they will retreat now. Charge, following them down and regrouped, joined by SSN Inga's bio ball, microing to deal with that properly, and the Stalkers will leave to defend against a huge red bio ball pushing into us again. And Siege Tank sieging up. Stalkers joining this fray. Hellions trying to do what they can. And Stalkers just everywhere, but there's too much bio. Lots of Marauders. The Stalkers trying to pick them apart, but blinking away as there are medevacs, making it difficult. And lots of carriers coming here to deal with the tanks for Smash Cab, but the Blink Stalkers getting in under those carriers. More carriers up here. And just working as a team beautifully. SSN does manage to push back the multi-pronged attack here from the red team. And just everybody kind of doing their part. Huge drop here though from Pantless Robo into the back of SSN and Carnum's base. And the probes try to get away. I think they mineral tricked, but they still, the AI made them go around the long way there. And it's just not worth it. A little bit of a bio fight here. It's not worth it for them to come back here and defend that. There's nothing there for SSN and Carnum anymore. By the time they get there, it would all be dead anyway. So they are going to switch into a push down the middle and just let this happen. And a bunch of missile turrets just scoured around for the carrier defense, just to swat interceptors as they come out. And probes waiting here to resaturate this Nexus once it's finished. And a huge engagement here. Hellions at the top to deal with the bio. Tanks back here again, and just a big Stalker ball, a big bio ball. This just a great mix here to deal with what's here. And the carriers look like they will go down. Oh my god, production tab, here we go. And swatting medevacs where they can. The bio is going to clean up the opposing bio. And from this perspective, Stalker's not doing too well against masked Marines with medevacs, but doing what they can. Gets away with 4 Stalkers who will retreat to try and save their lives. That's 3 Stalkers now. Well, SSN Inga cleans up as these bio get dragged away from the fight, making this not a good situation. DT is trying to get close to the tanks, but scans go down just in time. And this bio ball still trying to peel through the base, but SSN Inga does come in with a few units that manage to clean it up with 1 Marauder and Marine left over. SSN Inga still a very real presence here, building a turret, actually. SSN Smash Cab is building a turret to prevent the DTs from forcing more scans. More siege tanks sieging up here on the high ground, and this is going to turn into quite the bad situation for the red team. Pantless Robo got a lot of command centers here for muling, and quite a bit of infrastructure over here. If we can get into the production of the Terran base, it's pretty much over. But another mothership and a lot of units underneath it. Those Stalkers trying to get underneath, but they get obliterated on the way there. A Vortex goes down on most of the tanks, but there's still so many. Smash Cabin spread those out brilliantly, and the bio, despite despite knowing that there are more tanks there, still comes into the fray. Vortex spitting out a lot of the Vikings, spitting out more Stalkers, who will actually manage to focus down the mothership. The mothership goes down, revealing all the Marines that died to tanks. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so good. So good. And Stalkers pushing into this mineral line, sniping SCVs where they can. A GG for sure from Pantless Robo. Amazing game from Carnum. I think everyone involved in this game really enjoyed themselves. There was nothing cheesy, nothing underhanded. It was just a straight up, just big death balls smashing into each other over and over again. With good unit compositions and good micro tactics being the deciding factor in this game. And Hellions just lining up to roast those SCVs. And Pantless Robo does leave the game here. And Bond Sanity leaves the game. This is game 1 out of a good 5 games that I've got lined up for you guys. I'm going to check the chat now. I'm going to check the channel, see what's going on. I'm going to drop the chat, the stream for a second. Maybe. Nah, I might just leave it on. I might just leave it on. I'll do that for you guys. But I'm going to come back and check it now. I want to see what's going on. Welcome to the chat room. It is not working, apparently. Oh, it is working. Cool beans, Batman.